What's going on, guys, and welcome back. So cyber style is all the rage. I keep getting a bunch of questions. I know I did a deck profile on it already, and people are like, well, do you still want to play that many cyber darks? Would you still do that? Is it different for the format? So instead of trying to answer all these questions, I figured it'd be easier just do an in-depth deck profile like we like to do. Playmat is available. Link for our page in the description down below. Everything there that you guys could use. I'm finally happy with one. The other ones just came out real blurry, and we were able to actually work this one out to where I'd be content with it if I ordered it, whereas the other ones I'd be a little disappointed, and I didn't want to do that. Working on on deck sleeves. Unfortunately, the one I ordered from probably won't be able to see too well here, but there's like probably a third of them that are just taller than some of them, and if we're at an event and your opponent calls you out on it, you will in fact be told that your cards are being marked. So we don't want that, so I'm going to go through a different provider. Only difference being there'll be the white border around them, but I'll get some more samples done before those are officially available. But the playmats are up, and go check them out. Look forward to hearing from you. Without further ado, though, Cyberstyle coming right at you guys. We do have 3 imperms that we are giving away at the end of the month. If we hit 2,000 subscribers, all we gotta do, 2K subscribers, be subscribed, comment on any video throughout the month, and you will get my impermanences from my structure decks, because I don't need them. I have some in the other deck. But in lieu of Cyberstyle, we actually put as much from the structure deck as I could, and I also didn't want to resleeve my main deck. So 3 Cyber Dragons. It's definitely a Cyber Dragon focus deck. 3 Cyber Dragon Core, 2 Cyber Dragon Hers, 1 Naxter. We're going to go through all the monsters before we talk ratios and choices. 2 Cyber Dark Claw and 1 Cyber Dark Chimera. Then we got 2 Galaxy Soldier, 1 Jizukiru, and 3 Drone Lockbird, rounding out our monster lineup. So quick and easy first one, Drone Lockbird. I'm a big fan, anyone who knows the channel, of like high impact hand traps. I'm not huge on things like Ash or Bell. Some formats, yes, I'll play them, and I do change that up a bit, but like this current format, I like Nibiru, I like Droll, I like Lancia. Between those 3, I like to have them mained or sided, at least 2 of the 3 all the time. This time I am maining Droll and Lockbird. Obviously, I think it hits a lot of the top decks enough. It's not really dead in any matchup, and it's just really good in some matchups. So Jizukiru, it's a searchable kaiju. It's really good. Obviously, you should play the 1. We are trying to also be able to make our Infinity, whereas before it was more Power Bond Turbo. This is more Cyber style Power Bond Cyber Dragon, not quite as focused on the OTK, at least through Power Bond. It's more do it when it's safe to do it. So we are playing the 2 Galaxy Soldiers. No reason to play 3, and you know, like I said, I have dropped it before, and it's fine playing without, but for this this build we are going to play it. The 1 Chimera, you don't play extras in case you open it, because you can still get to world and you can still summon it. You just don't need to search it off world, then it saves you from an Ash Blossom. Easy. 2 Claw, because we really want to force negates and then be able to get to our OTK if we can once we get to that point. So like I'll start out my cyber plays like with Core, Emergency, Repair Plan, all these types of deals, and then like if I open Cyber Dark World or Cyber Dark Realm, sorry, name change, TCG, hashtag, or my Claw, like if I open Claw or Realm, I don't need to like search it off Core, so I can go Core, search Emergency, search Repair, you know, go for my Hers, go for my Soldier, go for my Machine Dupe play with the little Cyber Dragons, and none of that matters. It can all get negated as long as you keep like the 1 Cyber name on board, and then you just go into World, go into Chimera, go into C, or go into OTK, and you just win that way. So I do like the higher count just to be able to play through disruptions, because the thing that most of the Cyber style decks suffer from, you negate Chimera, you lose the game. Like this, all they have to do is negate Chimera. So I tried to make the deck to be able to protect your Chimera, whether it's making Infinity first, or like I said, doing your whole cyber play and taking the brunt of all the negates, just to leave the 1 on board, and then you go into your Claw or your Realm, Claw, obviously getting your realm search your Chimera, summon your Chimera, then use the effect. Like, that's why I do like these ratios. The one Naxter, because it's obviously pretty nice to just be able to revive back, well, Chimera if you need to, otherwise bringing back Rampage, Infinity, Nova, Seeger, you know, list goes on and on. One thing to note, you cannot Ghost Spell Chimera. So the effect basically is, if you were to fusion summon, then you can banish from grave. The effect does not banish from grave. It just allows you to perform that action if you fusion summon later. So you can't Ghost Spell the effect, and then like later in the turn when you go and use your Power Bond's effect isn't banishing them from the grave. It's already the resolved effect of the Chimera. So like, you can't, it dodges Ghost Spell. I've seen people try to Ghost Spell it, but like, nothing about this effect is banishing from the graveyard, so you can't Ghost Spell. And then nothing on Power Bond's effect is banishing from the grave. Power Bond is using the additional effect from Chimera. So that is just a pretty common ruling that you need to know. Only other thing here is the 2 Hers. It's been plenty good between like Hers, Soldier Core, Dupe, Realm, Claw. Like, there's so many consistency cards in the deck that I was able to play other cards that I felt were more necessary, and Hers is one of the cards that's easy to cut. I did sell my Prosperities because for the as little as I play in real life, almost all my playing lately has been online, so I can't justify keeping a card that expensive when it's going to be reprinted before I ever make it to a big tournament again anyway. And with Prosperity, I played with 2 Hers a lot and never missed it. Obviously, no Prosperity is a big difference, but this deck has other starters and playlines too that just standard Cyber Dragon doesn't have. So that kind of gives you those routes, and you can afford to play the one less Hers. We're still playing 9 machine dupe targets. Like, you have the core, Hers, Naxter, 3 emergency. So opening a machine dupe target isn't the issue. It's opening dupe without a target and opening multiple Cyber Dragons. And like, it's like with 9 of them, it's just unlucky to not open. You don't need 10 to 15 dupe targets, because then you're just gonna open too many targets and not enough cards to play with. Kind of like we said with the Claw already, we do run 3 Realm. I think that this is correct in this build because, like I said, otherwise you're just kind of tunnel visioning in, and I've tried it and talked to others who have as well, like in a bigger Cyber Dark package, in a small Cyber Dark package, in Cyber Traps with the Power Bond play. If Chimera gets negated, like, the whole play just kind of folds, and then your deck can be put into an awkward spot. So I tried to build this deck to where I can do all my plays and everything and not need to cater my searching and cater my plays into getting to Realm. So by playing the 2 Claw, 3 Realm, I'm playing 5 copies of it, and I'll open it a decent bit to where I can just do my plays, and after I get disrupted, still go into my my Cyber Dark Realm play. 1 Repair Plant, 1 Overload Fusion, 1 Power Bond. Galaxy Soldier Kaiju, that's why we're playing it. Can't just go Power Bond or lose, and well, Power Bond or lose, so then we have that there. 3 machine duplications. I also thought about just putting in like the ulti dupes and machine overload fusion and keep everything else the commons from the structure deck, but at the end of the day I was too lazy to go dig in my deck box for those other cards. I don't think anything else other than the Cyber Dark Realm really needs much of an explanation, so if you have questions on it, by all means ask me down below, but for the most part I think that was all pretty straightforward. We have the 3 drone Lockbirds so far for disruption. Otherwise, I absolutely love this card. I've been preaching this card for so long because like Cyber Dragon plus Chalice just like completely won the game versus Tri Brigade for so long, and Droplet's getting reprinted, and I do recommend, if you can play Droplet, play 3 Chalice, 3 Droplet. Like, those 6 cards, it's really crazy as for going second. But I don't have Droplet yet. I'm not going to spend that much money on cards when I can't play in real life very often due to logistics. So I'll get the reprints, but for now 3 Chalice. But if you have Droplet, by all means play it. Triple Tactics, cards is really strong right now. You don't need 3. I like 2 because you don't always want it, but a lot of time it is nice. Sometimes you'll see it and you don't want it, so this sees it a little bit less, but it's still nice when you see it more often than it isn't. And whether you're stealing their monster or drawing to play through hand traps, it really just helps you kind of keep pushing and punishing. 2 Cosmic Cyclones cards, pretty strong. Like most decks have something that you can hit or at least force like a disruption or a negate to stop it, because like Sword Soul, they're probably going to protect the blackout because pop 2 is better than negate 1 in certain matchups at least. So Sword Soul, you can hit blackout. You know, you got Tri Brigade that you could try to snipe out the Revolt. You have what's other decks? Drytron, even. You can hit the Ritual spell and banish it, and if they lose access to it, they're in a really bad position. That one's less than ideal, but like Virtual World, even, you can like banish the Chuchi or banish their card that they're trying to use as their target for the monsters to be able to summon and gain all their effects. The 1 Overflow and then the 3 giveaway cards, the Infinite Impermanence, is just another good hand trap. I would drop these for Droplet if I had the Droplets, but I don't, so it's kind of a pseudo not as good Droplet. Chalice and Droplet are just so good because you can use them mid-combo, so you don't have to worry about negating something like immediately, but enough decks put something out right now at least, that you can negate something immediately and at least make it worthwhile. So that is actually it for our main deck. We're going to move on into the extra deck. I'm not doing side deck today. You can play things like Rivalry, Gozen, Summon Limit. You can play, you know, your Lancias, your Nibiru's, your Token Collectors. But it's really all 100% dependent on where you're playing. So that's why I don't go into it much in deck profiles. Cyber End Dragon. Kind of just cheesing it out with this one. It is really fun when it, you know, you can summon it, do piercing, or you summon it off Nova and can like steal games, do fun stuff like that. Cyber Twin actually comes up a decent bit. Sometimes you can push for game, and what if they have Ash? Like, I mean, they should have ashed you way before this, or disrupted you way before it. But there's times like where, or even if you open something like Special Summon Cyber Dragon, normal Hers, Power Bond Twin, like you can win games once in a while in like really simplified states. Like that's an instance where you could play around like Ash or something like that, or play around like a Gamma or something, because it doesn't activate, whereas the Rampage does. 1 Fortress and 1 Mega Fleet, 2 Fortress. I really like those ratios for this current format. And then 2 Rampage. We're playing 2 fusion spells, and I don't always play 2 Rampage with 2 fusion spells, but in this instance, since they're both basically searchable, I do like it because you can get to both of them pretty quickly. Like, you go for it turn 1 and it fails, you can often make Verde turn 2 and go for it again. So it's not like it's all or nothing. If you can't get it, you just lose. XZs, we do have the 2 Nova, 2 Infinity, and the 1 Zeus. Pretty standard in most of my Cyber Dragon decks, at least. If anything, I cut like 1 Nova. I prefer 2 Infinity. I'd prioritize 2 Infinity over 2 Nova, but if you have the space, and most times you will, I would say like 2, 2, and 1 is just pretty good for ratios. The 1 Almirage, 1 Seeger, and 1 Predaplant Anaconda. I'm sure everyone already knows the 1-card combo by now, but just on that off chance that you don't, I guess we should probably go through it here, right? Like, how is Core a 1-card combo? I mean, technically it's not. You need any spell or trap as a discard, but you just normal summon out your Core, who can then go ahead and search out your Realm, activate the Realm, searching out our Cyberdark Chimera. Then Realm's effect to gain the additional normal summon out your Chimera. Then Chimera effect, you just discard any spell or trap, and then you can go ahead and add Power Bond to your hand. Then you can go ahead, Core and Chimera, link them off for your Cyber Dragon Seeger, and now you can go ahead and Power Bond into your Rampage off by banishing your Core and sending the Seeger to the graveyard, because thanks to your Chimera, this turn you can also banish monsters from your graveyard as material. So Seeger doesn't get banished, it goes to the graveyard. Only graveyard cards, Core, get banished. So you get your Core and you summon out your Chimera, who now has 4200 attack. And let's say you have any monster in your hand too, you can use the Rampage and send your Hers and your Naxter, and then Hers effect get Naxter back to your hand. And if you have any monster, you can discard the Naxter and summon it, and then you can go ahead and revive that Seeger back, and now all of a sudden you can attack, well, a free time, and then you can attack 3 times at 6300. So that's actually pretty big, because 63 times 3 is 18,900. 18,900 divided by 2 is what, 9,450, which happens to be more than double their total life points. So that means you can prosperity for 6, dig for whatever you need, and then still pretty easily OTK off basically core and any 2 discards, as long as one's a monster, one's a spell or trap. So it's pretty crazy what the deck can do. But that's pretty much the gist of it, guys. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, all those good things. Getting some good replays of Cyber Synchro playing through disruptions so you guys can see how that works. Again, take care and thank you for watching.